Hi and welcome. Today we're going to look at how to add books to the TRC Progress Monitoring site for mCLASS Reading 3D. We're going to look at the purpose and details of doing this, the directions for setting up the school book list, the directions for adding a book option for some of the books on the book list, and then we'll close with some contact information. The purpose of this is for selected school personnel to set up the school-wide TRC Progress Monitoring book list in mCLASS Reading 3D. Only school personnel with full or system access in mCLASS Reading 3D can manage the school-wide book list. This is usually the administration, if you have an instructional facilitator or literacy teacher, and possibly your system operator at your school. The TRC Progress Monitoring books that will be entered into mCLASS have been selected by the district. The entire district will use the same list and same set of books for TRC Progress Monitoring. That list is available on the Curriculum Department website under mCLASS Reading 3D. Each school should only enter the books from the district list. If additional books are needed, then please contact the Curriculum Department to further investigate how to add those books. Each school should have the books on the list. The books from the list consist of the state K2 running record kit that the schools have used the last few years, books from the Sundance Newbridge publishers that were delivered to your school over the summer, and the 3-5 Faunus and Pinnell running record kits that were used the last few years in grades 3 through 5. The first thing we're going to do is directions on how to set up the school book list. The first thing you'll want to do is log into the website www.mclasshome.com and use your mCLASS username and password to log in. You'll come to the home screen, and when you get to the home screen, you're going to look to the right side of the screen at the top and you'll see a box that says book list. If you hover over book list, it will give you two options, My Book List and My School Book List. You're going to click on the word My School Book List. When you click on that, it's going to take you to the book management screen. At this point, you're going to click the box that's about in the center of the screen that says Add Remove Books. This will display the mCLASS library. From the mCLASS library screen, you will choose the books from the district list to add to the school book list. Each kit will be set up separately, and the following slides will walk you through how to set each one up. When you are on the Add or Remove Book List site, where you have the mCLASS library, the first thing that you're going to do is look at the words Search By, and you will see there is the word book and kit. You are going to click on the word kit, and it will bring you up to two drop-down boxes. In the first drop-down box, where you see that first arrow, is going to have the word publisher. Click the drop-down arrow and choose the publisher Sundance. In the second drop-down arrow box, you're going to have choices of the kits that are in the library by that publisher. You're going to choose grade K2 set A, and then you'll click the box that says search, and then the books will appear in the chart below. For this kit, you're going to click in the box beside Add All Books from Kit, which is located right next to the search box, and a check will appear beside all the book titles in the chart below. Once they are there and have a check beside them, click the box Save, and then a pop-up box will appear and ask you, are you sure you want to add these titles? Just click OK to add the selected titles to your school book list. It will then return you to your book management page where the titles you just added will now appear in the school book list. Now to add Kit 2, you're going to follow the same steps. From that book management web page, you're going to click on Add and Remove Books. Then you're going to click the word Kit and then choose the following from the drop-down boxes. Under Publisher, you're going to choose Sundance. Under Kit, you're going to choose grades K2 set B, and then you're going to click Search, and the list of books will appear below. Check the box beside Add All Books from the Kit. A check will then appear beside all the titles in the chart below. Then you may click Save, and when the pop-up box appears, to make sure that that is what you want to do, then click OK to add the selected titles. Now, the rest of the kits will be added differently than the first two. We are not going to add whole kits this time, as we did with Kit 1 and 2. We are going to only add individual titles from the next couple of kits. So for Kit 3, from the book management page, you're going to click Add and Remove Books. Then you're going to click the word Kit and choose from the following from the drop-down boxes. Under Publisher, choose Sundance. And under the kits, you're going to choose grade 3 through 5, set A, and then click Search. And then the list of books will appear below. However, this time, instead of selecting all books, we're only going to select certain titles. And so the titles that you see on the screen here for levels N through Q will be the titles that you select. To select those titles, look down in the chart where it has the list of books, and then you're going to put a check in the box under the column Add beside each title that appears here. Then you're going to click Save, and when the pop-up box appears, click OK to add these selected titles. This slide shows you what I just described. So you see here where the check marks are only in those boxes that were listed on the previous screen, and then you click Save. Kit 4 is done the same as Kit 3. So from the book management page, click Add and Remove Books. Click the word Kit, and then choose from the following for the drop-down boxes. Choose Sundance for the publisher. For the kit, choose grade 3 through 5, set B, and then click Search, and the list of selected books will appear below. In this chart, you're going to do the same as you did in Kit 3. You're going to put a check in the box under the Add column beside each one of the titles you see here listed for levels N through Q. Then you're going to click Save, and when the pop-up box appears, click OK to add these titles. For Kit 5, this is going to be done a little bit differently than Kit 1 through 4. This one, you're not actually adding a kit, you are only going to be adding titles. So, from the book management page, click the Add and Remove Books. Then, instead of clicking the word kit, you're going to just leave it alone and leave it under the word book. And then you're going to choose the following from the drop-down boxes that appear. Under Publisher, you're going to choose Richard Owen. The next two drop-down boxes you're going to leave alone so that it says all levels and all languages. Then you're going to click Search, and the list of selected books under that publisher will appear below. Here's a screenshot of what that should look like. In the chart of titles, you're going to put a check in the box under the Add column beside these titles that are listed from level B to level N. Now, this will not be every title that comes under the levels. It's only specific titles that are available to the schools from each one of the levels that are listed here. So follow this chart closely. You also can print this off from the Curriculum Department website. Once you have put a check mark beside each one of these titles, click Save, and when the pop-up box appears, click OK to add these selected titles to your school book list. And here's an example of what that should look like, where you're just clicking on the specific titles listed and then clicking Save. Kit 6 is done very similar to Kit 5, where you're going from the book management page, click the box Add and Remove Books. Then you're just going to leave it on the word book, and from the drop-down boxes, choose the following. Under Publisher, choose Flying Start Books, and then leave the other two drop-down boxes as all levels and all languages, and click Search. When the books appear in the chart below, you're going to put a check in the box under the Add column beside the following titles that are listed in the chart here from levels A to level M. Once you've checked all of these titles, then click Save, When the pop-up box appears, click OK to add those titles to your school book list. Now that you've added all of these kits to your school book list, then how do you add these to the teacher devices? So once all the 6 kits have been added, noting that if you did print out the list, you will have additional books on the list that have not been added yet. We will discuss how to add those in just a minute, and they're added a little bit differently. But once you've added the 6 kits that we've already seen, then you're going to lock the teacher's list by checking the box next to Lock All Teachers List, as you see in the screenshot below. A pop-up box will appear and ask you if you are sure you want to lock the teacher's list. You're going to click OK. This will lock all teacher lists, requiring them to use the district list for TRC progress monitoring. Each teacher will need to sync their device in order to upload this list to their device prior to progress monitoring TRC. This will allow them access to the book list. Now we're going to look at directions for add a book option, which is what you will have to do for the remaining books on the list. The remaining books on the district book list are from Fountas and Pinnell, and they are beginning on level L. These books are not found in the mCLASS library and have to be added from the assessment webpage by each individual teacher. Teachers will do this independently, and this is not done school-wide like the previous book kits that we just looked at. The books will be added at the time of assessment, not in advance. Since these books are not in the mCLASS library, the text does not appear on the screen. The teachers will conduct their running records on paper and enter the results into the assessment webpage using the directions that are on the following slides. Here is a list of the books from Fountas and Pinnell that are on the district book list, levels L through Z. When the teacher is ready to conduct a TRC progress monitoring on one of these books that were in the list on the previous slide by Fountas and Pinnell, they will follow the directions below. Go to www.mclasshome.com/assessment, or you can use the mCLASS shortcut app on the iPad. You're going to log in using your mCLASS username and password. You'll click on the purple line that's reading 3D, and you'll click on the student's name that is to be assessed for TRC progress monitoring. And then you'll click the words progress monitoring. In the top right corner of the screen, you're going to choose TRC in the first purple drop-down box, and then you'll click the word assess in the second purple box, as you see in the screenshot there. Then you're going to click the word next in the bottom right of the corner on the directions page once you previewed the directions. And then on the screen with the book level and title, as you see in the screenshot there at the bottom, you're going to click the gray box to the right that says Add Book. Then a box will appear where you're going to add the Fountas and Pinnell book. You're going to put in the level of that book that you're going to assess on. You're going to type in the title of the book. Where it says Pub, which means publisher, you're going to leave that as Teacher Added Book because Fountas and Pinnell is not a choice. Then under Lang for language, you will leave that as English. And then in the blue checkbox beside the word fiction, you will leave it checked if the book is fiction, and you will click to uncheck if the book is nonfiction. These books only have to be added one time. It will then become part of your book choices for that level under the TRC progress monitoring, and it will take you straight to the assessments, starting with the steps below. Now this is on each teacher's device, so just because Ms. Smith adds this book onto her TRC progress monitoring list does not mean it will show up in Ms. Jones' book list. It will only be on that particular teacher's device, so each teacher will need to add these at the time of assessment only one time, but each teacher will have to do that individually. So then you're going to have a screen where you have two blue boxes, one that says Start Timed Administration and one that says Start Untimed Administration. At this point, you're going to click the blue box that says Start Timed Administration, and a timer will appear on your screen. When the oral reading is complete, you will click the word Done in the bottom right corner to stop the timer. The score box will be on the next screen, and the time will automatically transfer from the assessment page to the score box. You'll see the score box here in the screenshot at the bottom of this slide. You're going to click in the box that says Total Words to enter the total number of words the student read orally from the passage. Click the box beside Total Errors to record the total number of errors that you calculated that the student made during oral reading. And then you're going to click the box beside Total SC, which stands for Self-Corrections, to record the total number of self-corrections the student made during oral reading. Then you're going to click Done in the bottom right corner. This will take you to the results screen, which you see on all other TRC assessments. You'll click the blue box that says Oral Comp and complete the rubric based on the oral comprehension questions that you asked the student based on the book that they read orally to you. This part is the same as all other TRC progress monitoring that you have done from the district list. Once you have entered the oral comp score, you're going to click Done in the bottom right hand corner. And that will add that to the students' progress monitoring scores. If you have further questions on creating the TRC progress monitoring book list, please feel free to contact one of the people that you see on the screen who serve as your GCS mCLASS contacts. We will be glad to help you in any way. Thank you and have a great day.